Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ears to the East, where it is Band-Maid time. Band-Maid,
I don't
and
have any merch.
I believe someone else was involved in this song. Who could have that been? Who else could have been involved in this song?
Elvis Presley.
Band-Maid and Elvis Presley released.
Nice.
Curious, like Venn diagram of years that they were alive.
But yeah, Band-Maid is so good. Elvis
Actually,
came
a
back from
collab no one expected.
Yeah, Elvis came back from the grave to do a collab.
All right, before like Warning fans start getting upset thinking that we're comparing the Warning to Elvis Presley, I'm not sure if that's actually an insult, but I mean, yeah, I don't think that's really what most people listen to the Warning for. So let's just be honest, it was Band-Maid and The Warning with Show Them, the song that came out. Well, we all heard the preview. We talked about the preview on this channel, but now we have it. We have the full
preview live version.
Yeah, it was like the fan cam version.
Now we have
the full recording, the music video, the whole thing. We've all done reactions on our own channel, but here's a chance. I don't think we've seen each other's reactions because it only came out like yesterday, and Benedict's only just listened to it now. Here's our chance to talk to each other without knowing what each other thought. So who's going to go first? Diving in.
We'll let Benedict go first, seeing he's got to.
I can go first because I just freshly come back from watching this video. I have to say, still it didn't necessarily make the song any better for me.
Benedict, can I just tell you, at this point in my head, as the person who runs the admin of a channel, I see our audience retention graph, and I just see how it goes down at that.
Let me get to some positives. No, but I think actually this studio version of the song and the video really helped like drive home what the song was about and really like showcase the collaboration, which I enjoyed quite a bit. Because, in the video, they always show them their little back and forth. You have the two drummers apart from each other, then the two bassists, two guitarists, the two singers. And you can really tell also more from the studio sound. You can just tell who is playing what. And you can really tell, okay, now we have like more fuzzy bass sound. So that's the Warning side. Then we have the more, I don't know, clean bass sound from Band-Maid. And yeah, I think really this whole studio version, it enhanced what the song was trying to do. And I think, yeah, well done.
Well done, gold star.
Retention
No, like and subscribe. Oh, shit, I should have said that earlier. So Neon, I think that okay. So I just want to get your take on this as well. So from the way that like Benedict was describing it, being able to hear like who hear and see who was playing what, and the sound. What did you feel about all that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I liked the backwards and forwards. I think they did it really well, especially when they played like Power against Misa, Danny off against like Psyche, but then Danny off against Kaname as well. I really like that aspect. Having a Kane and the drum sets kind of facing each other, so they were looking like at each other while they were doing it. I quite like that premise. There was a lot of backwards and forwards. I do probably think the person who probably got shafted the most in this actually was probably Miku.
I said something about that in my video too.
Yeah,
she does get to stand in the middle
because she gets
to stand in the middle, smile, and still look cute. But
I just say, but by contrast, I felt that in the same way that's true. It's Danny, isn't it? The guitarist from Warning. She got a double dipping as well.
Danny got
her versus Psyche, and then her versus Konami, and we're like, this is what happens when you got 3 members versus 5 members. It's like Danny's just did the whole video. It's like lead guitarist.
Like, what else do you want to do?
I love the little
two Konamis.
Yeah, I love the little outro from Misa as well. Like she couldn't be like contained anymore. She was like, I'm gonna play a little jingle.
Okay, so one thing I want to bring up, so I want to sort of like, I really want to get to the bottom of what you guys think about a few things that I heard that was said. So I guess the most universal thing I heard, which was maybe a query about the song was the fact that very obviously this is a song where the vocals are turned up and the instruments are actually quite a bit quieter than the normal Band-Maid song. Like the guitar and everything, it sounds quieter in this song than it does in most Band-Maid songs. You know, it does as a mix, it sounds not quite as aggressively rocky, which I know for a lot of the harder rock fans would be a thing. This interestingly reminded me a lot of what people were saying about the Love Bites song Unchained that came out last week, where a lot of people were saying, oh, it's not so rock. And I was like, it is rock. It's just that the guitars are turned down a bit. So did you guys feel like this was a case of, did you feel like the instrumental needed to be turned up, or were you kind of
I don't
not
think
really?
I don't think it was a case of more turned down. I just think like the onus and the was on the singing, was on Psyche and Danny. I feel like that was supposed to be that way. I think that was pre-planned. I think the onus
Oh
was
yeah, no,
I think the
I don't
onus
think
was
anyone
always
was
supposed to be
saying
on.
it was. I don't think anyone was saying that it wasn't the intention. It was just it was an interesting choice to
Yeah,
focus very much.
I got no different. I got no problems with that. I thought it was different. I think Psyche and Danny like really shone through. Like both their vocals layered over each other. Was really good. I think having the song entirely in English, which I didn't know. I thought there was some Japanese in there when we did the other live show recording.
I didn't know.
Just because the live show recording was so bad when I watched it. So. But yeah, to see it kind of like be fully in English as well, I was a bit like, oh, okay. And I think Danny singing alongside Psyche like really helps. Psyche's like accent comes through here. I thought her English was like really well done. Having Danny next to her, like that really kind of shone through a little bit more. Maybe not so much if Danny wasn't singing alongside her for some parts. But yeah, I just thought it was really uniquely done. I can see why people would be maybe agitated with the mix of the song, and maybe the guitars and all that should be like maybe turned up a little bit more. But I feel for like a one-off song and something a little bit different, and that's not obviously it's intentional. It's not where the focus is. Yeah, I got no qualms with it, to be honest. Like I said with the Love Bites thing the other week.
I gotta say,
if this was an album and it was like peppered throughout an album, I'd probably have an issue with it. But for a one-off thing, I can't. Yeah, I think it's pretty decent.
You mentioned about the lyrics, and I have to say in regards to the lyrics that as with a lot of these, I don't listen to the lyrics hugely, but I think especially since being in Japan, I just kind of like glaze over. I just listen to vocals as a vocals. So when someone tells me a song's entirely in English, sometimes I'm like, really, it was? I hear like some English in there, but I'll be honest with you. Although I didn't really care because I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics, just their voices more. I feel disappointed now. I know it's all in English. That's actually probably my one thing where I'm like, I really wanted it to be half in Japanese, half in Spanish, because come on, why not?
But
Don't pander.
Warning usually sing in Spanish.
No, well,
they should have done for this. I wanted to see that. Flags up in the air. All right.
I would have liked another version where like Danny speaks in English, in Spanish, and Psyche in Japanese. I feel like having two versions of this song would have been pretty cool.
Apparently, there is a possibility that they said that when Band-Maid and Konami, specifically from that interview, when they go to the American continent next, which unfortunately is probably going to be before Europe, there's a chance that they will.
We're used to it by now.
Well, yeah,
there's a chance that they're thinking of recording songs that are more led by The Warning this time, in which case there might be a little bit more of that dual lingual style. So that's something that apparently might come up.
I hope so. But like again, let's not sugarcoat what this song is, which is a promotion for Band-Maid for America. That's what this song is targeted of. They got The Warning on purpose because they have a big American following, a big United States, massive group over there. They've done this song in English so it could reach more ears and get more people interested. And if they go to the USA again, then we'll just prove the point, and that's where they're really focusing. I mean, it's not like they've made it a secret that that's not where they're focusing on at the minute. So
let's pivot to a different question then. We're slightly related to that, because
maybe let me throw in my 2 cents. Because I didn't really care about the vocals being in English, but I have to say, to the point that you mentioned, Howard, that I would have personally preferred the sound to be more gritty, more heavy in a way, because that's to me kind of why I like the Warning sound so far. I haven't heard too much, but I really like the gritty sound of it, the more punk side. And also that's something I like about Band-Maid. So for me, this song isn't either my favorite Band-Maid and either my favorite The Warning song, but I still like kind of what they did with the song.
I think, yeah, the
That makes
Warning tends to
sense.
have those sort of like those sort of dirty, distorted sounds are something that the Warning like to play with, which is often a lot of what gives the thump to their sound, despite being a three-piece. They'll have those big,
Yeah.
dirty, distorted guitar
That's like
sounds.
a big part for my enjoyment for their music so far.
Okay, so I'm going to bring in another point here, which is that so basically, okay, I'll give my basic opinion to drive this point, was that I think you guys knew that initially I was curious to see how it went as more of a Band-Maid fan than the Warning fan. Then when we first heard that live recording, I was like, okay, I'd already done this video talking about all the things they could do musically to make this interesting and to push each other and to elevate each other's skills. And then when we heard the demo recording, I was like, okay, so it's not going to be that. It's going to be a straight rock song. So my expectations were calibrated for, okay, this is just going to be a fun crowd pleaser. And then based on that, when I heard it, I was like, do you know what? If that's what they're doing, this is the best way to do it, because it was, again, it was catchy. If it was going to be a crowd pleaser, then they did that. They had the little instrumental bits, but it wasn't drawn out. Yeah, some people are going to want 10-minute solos, but they were like, no, keep it concise, just a little bit, like a couple of fills from each drummer and stuff like that. And it was clearly designed to be a very bite-sized take, not let's take both bands to a new level. It was like, here's a bite-sized reason of why you might like both of these bands, and it's catchy and you can sing it along at a show. I definitely think that the Warning's ability to give a catchy chorus and a sing-along thing definitely was present in this song. And I think that Band-Maid's ability to do a song that rocks and has like interesting nuances in it was definitely here. So did it elevate any of the bands to a new level? No, but did it show a nice little taste for both of them? Yes. Now, this is where I think that Neon had a really strong point, and this is kind of where I want to maybe direct this, is that I think that, yeah, like he says, this is a really great advert for, I hope not just the American audience. I'm going to say that Western audiences, I think it's a great advert for Western audiences because of the fact that it's bite-sized. You can take it in, but you do get a taste for both of the bands. I do feel like it does give you a taster. In the same way that, diehard Band-Maid fans might not say Choose Me is their favorite song, but who doesn't like Choose Me? So, I think
just the fact that it's a collaboration of a Japanese group with a Western group. Don't have that too much yet, I would say. We had Baby Metal with Electric Callboy, but other than that, can't think of anything right now.
I do still think that should be represented in the languages, because I just think that's part of the fun. But anyway, look, I don't focus massively on lyrics myself.
I think another aspect which could turn people off, and if you really want to say like this is some more for the fans, I don't know, some more safe, I'm not sure if that's a bad word to say, then why would you throw in Japanese just to, I think it's just another risk.
But I think it's a risk that if anyone who can,
but especially if you want to grab Western fans, why would you then throw in
because
Japanese?
Those Western fans, if you want those Western fans to be grabbed by Band-Maid at all, then somewhere along the line they're going to have to accept they're going to be listening to Japanese. So what best way to acclimatize them to listening to Japanese music than to listen to some Japanese alongside some English and go, do you know what? That Japanese parts, they don't sound worse than the English parts. I just don't understand them, but oh my God, I'm actually enjoying them both.
Guessing that is a possibility, but it could also be like, I cannot hear what they are saying. I don't understand it. Like, why would I listen to it?
If you scare them off with that, they're clearly never going to become a Band-Maid fan. It's not like they're going to suddenly go, well, I couldn't take it.
Howard's gonna hate me here for this comparison, but Atarashi Gakko do it fucking brilliantly. Where they got that blend of English but with Japanese to have both audiences, to cater to both audiences without taking anything away from their songs.
I mean, I haven't listened to a lot of the more recent Adarashi Gakko because, as you know, I liked them before, and I kind of felt their music's dropped off a cliff for me. But I will agree that certainly there have been aspects where I felt they've dealt with linguistic things quite cleverly in the past in some of the songs that I enjoy with them. So yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. And definitely, a lot of people who get into Japanese music is through like anime and stuff, where you'll have like those Bang Dream style songs. It'll be Japanese, and then it'll be like an English lyric in the chorus, like where everyone sings along, breaking new gate. So I think that if you're going to get anyone into like non-English language music, you got to give them like little drip feeds of it, so they can realize there's nothing you can still enjoy it without understanding.
Yeah, I still, like I said, like I still quite like I said, Japanese rock songs that have that like English hook, that English chorus, and it could be anything as well. Like it can literally be anything. You could have like a verse of Japanese, and then like the chorus could be balls, balls. I don't give a fuck if I can sing along to it. I'm all
the
for
internet
it.
skipped there, and I just heard balls. Did you say balls?
I said apples. Why are you thinking balls, mate?
It's like you're in there. It's been skipping a little bit, and then suddenly it skipped there, and I just heard balls. I was like, where?
Balls.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I was like, bro, what the fuck? But what do you guys think about this winning people over? Do you think this is part of that more so than Bestie?
Honestly, like probably an unpopular opinion here. This is where our retention goes. I wouldn't use this song as an advert for either band. I think the song does what it does well, but I don't think it showcases the Warning or Band-Maid, either of them really in the best light.
Not in the best light, in a light though, the way you can enjoy
it.
Like the best light's always going to be on their own.
It's a good song. I like it for what it is. It's definitely a song I would go back to like from time to time to listen to again, just because I love both bands so much. Which is more than I can say for the Baby Metal Little Uzi Vert collab, which I have not
really
listened
can't
to.
get over that.
I fucking hate that with a passion.
Hey, so, Tom Morello wiped all of the tears away. He came in and wiped the tears away.
And so like I think it's good. I think it's a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none for either band. I think they came in, they delivered, they did really well. I don't think it really highlights the best of both groups, but I don't think this song ever set out to do that, to be honest. I think it was just a good little collab between them both. And for me, the takeaway from this song is Psyche and Danny. I think them two absolutely nail it.
I think so.
I mean,
what did you think about
I kind of agree with you, Neon. To me, it's also, like I said before, neither my favorite Band-Maid nor my favorite The Warning song. So I would agree it doesn't really show the best of either of the groups. So I'm not sure if I would use it as a advertisement for these groups. But yeah, still a good song. Nothing I have any critique about, really. It's just I personally would prefer a song that where they would lean more into their grittier punk side, just let loose and don't care about things like that. I think I personally would enjoy that a lot more, but I'm not sure about the broad public.
The problem is that what you sorry for the stereotype, but what you both sound like to me now is like someone who goes, you really should check out this band. I love them. And the first thing they play to you is, oh, it's this specific performance from 3 years ago where they're playing at this venue, and check it out. It's got the extended solo. And the person's never heard the fucking band before. And they're like, okay, I know this is really impressive for you, but I just want a first taste. It's like, yeah, I know this song is not the quintessential version of either band, but I mean, when you do a collaboration, as I said at the beginning, you can do it one or two ways. You can either try and take each other in a new direction and expand upon what each other do by bringing together your powers, or try and just do a fun thing that gives a taster of both. And it's weird because I feel like you've kind of both said that's what it is, but at the same time said that you wouldn't use it as a first taster. I think if you're a Warning fan, this is a great first taster of Band-Maid. If you're Band-Maid, this is a great first taster of Warning.
This song is fun. It's a fun collab. Like it's not like like I said, it's not.
That's what a first taste should be.
It is. It's fun. It's interesting. It's definitely there. I think when me and Benedict say we wouldn't use it as a like a gatekeeping, not like this is like better than this. I wouldn't use it as that. I just think it's I think it's the opposite of that. I think trying to come into like a collab with like two major bands, trying to get like the signature sound of both and trying to make both look good in a 3-minute 50 song, that's impossibly hard to do. Like very hard to do. Like I think 5% of bands that kind of do collabs like really kind of pull that off. That is incredibly hard to pull that off. So I don't think they went in that direction. I think they went in all right, let's not do that. Let's do something a little bit different and just enjoy ourselves while we did it. And I think that's what this song is. They focused on Psyche, they focused on Danny, and everything else was just a more of a secondary kind of fun, let's just have fun with it thing.
Yeah.
Rather than let's get the best out of Band-Maid, or let's try and get the best out of The Warning and try to mold it into a collab. And I don't think that's the direction they went.
No, I
Agreed, yeah.
totally get that a little first taste thing, but I think it can also like, yeah, work exactly the opposite. Some people might say, yeah, I just want a little taste, but some other people might hear it and just say, it's not like unique or special enough for me to, yeah, get involved
Okay.
more, if you know what I mean. And so I don't know, it's probably depends totally on the person. Some people might prefer a more toned down little taste bite thing, but people like me, if I would have heard this song first, it wouldn't have like catched my attention as much as if I would hear some crazy song. But that's totally subjective, I guess. It depends on your music taste.
I do see a point there, and I think I understand what you mean now. And I do agree if what you're saying is if you're just a random person who has like no concept of this music, and then that's the first. I'm more thinking about, well, yeah, I mean, so as the way Neon pitched it earlier is that this is a great sort of like a crossover thing in that it's going to bring Warning fans to Band-Maid and Band-Maid fans to Warning. So more kind of like if you're aware of,
I guess in that
like,
context it works a lot better. But like for bringing in new fans, I'm not sure.
Well, then you're just going to want to hear the bands one at a time, because I mean, like hearing a collaboration of two bands you don't know is never going to be the best way to hear them. Yeah,
it's like a Family Guy Simpsons crossover episode. Like they both got their individual shows, and then they cross over. They cross over for one episode, which is like not a Simpsons, not a Family Guy episode, a little bit of both. And
Does that exist?
And then they both go on their own, and then they both go on their merry way back to their own shows. And I kind of feel like that's what this song is. They come here, it doesn't really show off both shows the best, and then they go on their merry way.
You know what? That was like such a good example and like so completely unexpected at the same time. I did not think that by the end of this I was going to have like chicken fight stuck in my head, but thanks for that. Well, that was wholeheartedly the weirdest thing that I expected to come up in this. Yeah, I think yeah, I mean, the funny thing about that example as well is, again, you kind of, if you know the in jokes, then it makes it all the much better. And I think that's the thing. If you do know the bands, then in a way you can like rejoice in, oh, here's Misa doing this bit, here's Akana doing this bit, and none of them are getting the best out of their thing, but you're just kind of like enjoying seeing them in this context.
If you're a hardcore fan, you'll get the nuances of it. If you're just a casual, you'll just enjoy it anyway for what it is.
Yeah, I think now I understand what Benedict was getting at. I kind of get that, but I think I think if you're going to approach any band for the first time, then a collaboration is not the way to do it. But I must say that I thought that this song was it wasn't what I was initially when I first heard about Band-Maid and The Warning. We're going to do that show together, and I was like, oh, there's going to be a song, and everyone was like, well, a lot of people were like, no, Howard, they're not going to do a song together. There's no time, and then I was right. And then I was like, hey, I think there's going to be a video. So everyone was like, no, there's not going to be time. I was like, I guarantee there will. Turns out I was right.
We both called that on Ears to the East, like a year
exactly,
ago.
Yeah.
Fucking ages, yeah. Ding ding, one point in the bank.
And the thing is that like my initial hope was going to be something a little bit more out there. And so, yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't the one thing that I was most hoping for, but when you consider what they were going for, I think this song was a total success. I think it did what it clearly was designed to do. And
so now you're saying the same as Neon and me.
No, I
I
was
went to
saying,
Neon. We did it for the first time.
wait, no, I said that at the beginning, baby.
No, I
Better
think
headphones, you
like I
two.
said, the song did exactly what it was meant to do. It was definitely encouraged that way, designed that way. I think if it would have gone, if you would have gone into this song going like full ham Band-Maid or full ham The Warning, having two great sounds kind of like meshed together, I feel like if they would have gone full force with it, somebody would have been left disappointed, whether or not you were Warning fans because it goes too
Yeah,
Band-Maid,
maybe.
or Band-Maid fans would be upset because it goes too Warning. So instead of approaching this with their normal sound, they've gone and made something new, something a little bit different, and I think it works. I think it's the right choice. I thought it was the right choice. Although maybe in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, but I want something a bit more.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the outcome, and yeah,
We would still like to hear the
yeah. You still want it to be like,
other version.
but yeah.
As I think Benedict has to go soon, I'm going to pitch this
Yes.
question to both of you real quick, which is just how soon do you think until, and how excited are you about when there becomes an official live video for this song, but the official live video for this song features a bridge where all of those solos are dragged out over the space of 15 minutes so that you guys can all sit there and go mad about like really lengthy guitar, drums, and bass battles between the members of the groups.
I'm the complete opposite.
I'd love it.
I'd love that. Yeah, no,
Yeah, same.
I said this before. I had this debate actually with Baby Metal when they did Folkfest with Polyphia, and a lot. I had
Howard
this
didn't see that.
Yeah, he didn't see that.
I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw Polyphia when they came on stage with Babe Metal.
He just fucked off for the rest of Polyphia. But I had this debate as well on the Discord actually, and a lot of people were going, "Oh, it's the first time they've ever played it, so they want it to be like perfect, like the same as a studio version." Whereas I argued, I feel like that's a waste. If it's the first time you perform it, it should be special. Polyphia should have gone fucking nuts and added make that performance that first time really unique and special. So there was always the contrast between the people that want the song to be exactly the same as it was because it's the first time they played it, but I'm always in the camp that you should make every performance, every live thing special and unique.
And do check out our video about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to link that now. Sorry.
Yeah, I felt that coming when I heard you talking about it. I was like, oh shit, there's one more thing I've got to remember. Anyway, so all right, we're gonna let Benedict's got to go. And therefore we're gonna let him go, and we're gonna
time overstrained today.
We're gonna let you guys at home go as well.
He's got a Super Mario.
He's got to do
pipes.
some. Yeah, he's sewage. So remember, everyone. Remember, have a lovely time. Enjoy your day. Enjoy Band-Maid. Enjoy The Warning, and keep your ears. Why are you pointing at your eyes? Those are your ears. Keep your ears to the east.